Don't lose your license. Legal and ethical requirements for teachers. I need to tell you something. Ignorance is not an excuse. Let me tell you something about the test makers. They say this themselves. Virtually no teacher breaks the law on purpose. Most legal blunders happen because teachers just don't know the rules. But here's the hard part. I didn't know will not protect you. You are responsible for knowing the law, even if no one told you. Competency 13 is all about that. In this video, I'm going to walk you through every single legal and ethical requirement. Let's get ready to pass. Ignorance is not an excuse. Let me be real. When you hear the word legal and ethical requirements, you probably think boring or scary. But here's the truth. From the test makers, virtually no teacher breaks the law on purpose. They break it because they just don't know the rules. Competency 13 is the test way of making sure you aren't that teacher. The good news? The test writers have favorite topics here. Learn these 5 areas and you will pass these questions. Let's call this the keep your job competency. Section 1, the mandated reporter, child abuse. You first up, and this is the most important one, real world and for the test, child abuse. You are a mandated reporter. And that is fancy legal talk for you call CPS. End of story. Okay, listen to this carefully. Suspicion does not equal proof. Here's the trick for the test. In the questions, you will only suspect something is wrong. You won't have proof. The wrong answer is wait until you have evidence or confront the parents. But the ideal answer is report it immediately to CPS or your administrator. You do not investigate. You do not ask the kid 20 questions. You report it. If you hesitate on that test, you get it wrong. When in doubt, report it out. As a teacher, you are a mandated reporter. That means reporting suspected abuse is not optional. It's the law. Again, suspicion equals report. You do not need proof. So again, you don't need 100% proof. You don't investigate. You don't confront the parents. You report to Child Protective Services or the law enforcement immediately. Also, tell your principal. Here's the test trap. The question will say you suspect something. The wrong answer is wait for more evidence or talk to the family first. The ideal answer is report it immediately. Remember, failure to report is a crime. When in doubt, report it out. Section 2, the Golden Rule, Special Education and IEPs. Second rule, the IEP is the law. If a student has an individualized education program, an IEP, it is not a suggestion box. It is a legal document. The test will try to trick you here. They will give you a scenario where a teacher thinks this kid doesn't really need extra time, or this accommodation is unfair to the other students. Wrong answer is ignoring the IEP because you think you know better. The ideal answer is follow the IEP exactly. Provide the accommodations and you give the extra time. Section 2 continued special education law, the IEPs, the 504s, the free appropriate public education, and the least restrictive environment. So here we go. Special education legal requirements. These are not suggestions. They are federal and state laws. Number 1, the IEP. If a student has an IEP, you must follow it. Accommodations, modifications, goals, all of it. The test will try to trick you. The teacher thinks the student doesn't really need extra time. Wrong answer is if you ignore the IEP. The ideal answer is you follow the IEP exactly. Number two, 504 plan. This is for students with disabilities who need accommodations but not special education. It's still a legal document. Still must follow it. The number three, free appropriate public education. Every student with a disability has the right to a free appropriate education. You can't charge parents for services. Number four, least restrictive environment. Students with disabilities must be with non-disabled peers as much as possible. Don't isolate them unless the IEP says so. Bottom line, the IEP and the 504 are the law. Follow them or you're legally wrong. Section 3. The three silent fires. Testing, records, and tech. You now know the three. Well, let me tell you about the three things that will get you fired instantly if you mess up. Number one, test insecurity. Do not look at the state test before you give it. Do not help a student with an answer. Do not change their bubble sheet. Violations put your certification at risk. That means you lose your license to teach. Be a robot about testing rules. Number two, student records. Those grades in your gradebook. That is a legal document. Leaving it open on your desk where other kids can see, that is a violation. Shred it, lock it. Don't talk about Susie's grades in the hallway. Sorry, my accent. Number three, technology, the AUP. You know that paper you signed at the start of the year? The acceptable use policy? Read it. If you post a kid's photo on your personal Facebook without permission, you are breaking the law. The test says there are no second chances with technology. Student records, legal documents. Student records are legal documents. That includes grades, attendance, discipline, records, and special education files. What does that mean for you? That means you keep them accurate. Don't guess. Keep them confidential. Don't leave them on your desk where other kids can see. Only share with people who have legal rights, like the parents or other teachers on a need to know basis and administrators. Never discuss a student's grade in the hallway. These records are used for school funding and to document that a student received a free appropriate education. Messing them up is a legal problem. Section 4. Testing security. Your certification at risk. State and district mandated assessments like the STAR. The notes that I got all this information say that testing security rivals national security. Why? To provide a consistent, bias-free environment where no one has an unfair advantage. What you must do: attend all testing trainings, follow procedures exactly, no looking at the test beforehand, no helping students with the answers, and no changing bubble sheets or the answers. One violation can put your teaching certification at risk. That means you lose your license. So let's talk about a test question example. Teacher hasn't attended training but is asked to protocol the test. What should she do? Wrong answer is to wing it. The right answer is to refuse until she completes the required training. So just understand that testing is serious. Treat it that way. Section 5. Technology, legal requirements, AUP, copyright, privacy. Technology misuse is the number one thing that can cost your job quickly. There are no second chances with dealing with technology. Acceptable use policy, the AUP, you sign this every year. It's a legal agreement. If you break it and your employment is at stake then, so you have to read it and follow it. Let's talk about the copyright and fair use. You can't copy entire workbooks or textbooks without permission. Fair use allows limited use for education, but copying the whole thing is not fair use. When in doubt, ask permission or use copyright-free material. Moving on to data security and privacy. Protect your information. Don't share passwords. Don't post student photos on your personal social media without permission. And lastly, use only approved secure platforms. So just remember, your job depends on it. Section 6, Code of Ethics for Texas Educators. So the Texas Education Agency provides the Code of Ethics and standard practices for Texas educators. You have to read them, know them, and apply them. So this covers confidentiality. You keep your student info private. Interaction with students. Of course, maintain professional boundaries. Know inappropriate relationships. Interactions with colleagues. Be respectful. Be professional. Interactions with community. You have to represent the profession well. Just remember, this is not optional. You can lose your license for breaking the code of ethics. Section 7, Structure of Texas Education and where laws come from. So you also need to know how the Texas education system is structured, so you know where to go for help. 3 levels. If you need help, we have campus, of course, your school, principal, teachers. Local, your school district, superintendent, and the school board. And then the state, Texas Education Agency, the TEA, State Board of Education, State Board of Educators Certification. Continue with Section 7, where laws come from. Where do the legal requirements come from? Okay, they come from federal, that is the IDEA, the FERPA, the ADA, the Section 504. The state, the Texas Education Code, and the local is the district policies. Knowing who does what helps you get the right information when you need it. Section 8. Other legal areas. Student discipline and equity. 2 more that the test loves is student discipline. There are legal limits on punishment. You can't use corporal punishment in many cases. Suspensions and expulsions have to follow due process. Know your district's discipline policy. It's the law. Now, about equity. This is a legal requirement. You must treat all students fairly, regardless of race, gender, disability, or any other characteristic. Equity doesn't mean treating everyone the same. It means giving each student what they need, and the law requires it. Section 9. Guess our favorites. This is a test strategy. Now for the test taking gold. The test writers have 2 favorite concepts for competency 13. Favorite number 1. No legal requirements for educators. Those related to special education, students and families' rights, student discipline, equity, child abuse, and adherence to legal guidelines in education-related situations. They are referring to the fact that a teacher cannot diagnose. Instead, the teacher must refer the student to the campus intervention framework so that an official evaluation can be completed by a licensed district professional such as a psychologist or a licensed physician. Favorite number 2. Advocates for students and for the profession in various situations. If you're stuck between 2 answers, ask, does this match a specific legal requirement? Or does this show the teacher advocating for a student or the profession? Advocacy means being the voice for the student who may not have parents who understand the system. This also means standing up for teachers' rights and educational reform. The ideal teacher is a rule follower and a protector. Pick the answer that does both. Here's a summary of everything we talked about. Okay, let's review everything you need to remember for the test. Child abuse, mandated reporter, suspected, reported. Moving on, special education, the IEPs, 504s, FAPE, LRE. Follow the law. Student records, these are legal documents. Keep them accurate and confidential. Testing security. Violations risk your certification. Attend trainings. Remember the information about technology, the AUP, the copyright, the privacy, no second chances. What do you remember about the code of ethics? Remember you got to read them, know them, and apply them. Texas structure, campus, local, state. Know where to go for help. Discipline and equity, legal limits, and fair treatment. Advocacy, be the voice for students and the profession. Ignorance is not an excuse, but now you're not ignorant. You've got this. So, if this helped, hit like. It tells YouTube to show this to other future teachers. And please subscribe for more PPR breakdowns. I'm rooting for you. Go pass this test.